Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now in today's episode it's going to be a bit of a mixture of a video because I've got a package to unbox that I received in the mail, and I also found a couple neat things at some of my local thrift stores that I thought we could go over. So it's going to kind of be a hybrid unboxing and thrift store finds episode, and we're going to start with the package that I received because I'm pretty sure I'm going to put whatever's in this box in the title in some capacity. So this right here comes to me from the fine people at Geek Twin Cities, and I got to give them a huge thank you for sending this out to me and just getting in contact with me originally, because they offered to be a potential supplier of vintage computer parts on this channel for certain things that I haven't been able to find for certain video projects, like the Compact Portable 1 comes to mind. That's kind of the main one, but there are some other video projects that I haven't been able to finish because I've been looking for parts. So I sent them a list of kind of some stuff that I'm looking for, and they said they'll keep their eyes out, and if they ever come across anything, they could potentially sell it to me, which would be really awesome because it sounds like they get a ton of vintage computers in their warehouse. Free Geek itself is kind of like a network. There's a bunch of different locations, and they specialize in electronics recycling and repurposing old technology. They sent me some photos, and this place is really incredible. They're like warehouse. I mean, gosh, I could spend like a couple of days there, it seems like. Unfortunately, I'm not in the area. If I ever am, though, I'm going to try to maybe arrange to come by or something. But yeah, so I purchased one thing from them. It's a copy of Windows 3.1, a little bit of a unique copy of Windows 3.1, but apparently they included some extras in here, which I really appreciate. So I don't know entirely what's in this box. I mean, I know of the copy of Windows 3.1, but everything else I have no idea. Let's just see what we got in here. So, got some bubble wrap. Always appreciate that. And I am opening this from the bottom because of the address labels and stuff on the top. So, I don't know if they intended for me to open this from the top. But, yeah, so right here, I believe, is the copy of Windows 3.1. And if you see right there, this is an IBM OEM copy of Windows 3.1, and yeah, they sold it for $25, which is an extremely fair price because this thing is brand new. And I don't know if we're going to be opening it. Oh, it is a little bit, you can see there, the seal here has broken a little bit. But yeah, we're going to come back to this later because there's kind of an interesting backstory behind this that I didn't even know about this, that there were IBM OEM branded copies of Windows 3.1, but yes, there were, because there were IBM computers that came with Windows 3.1 installed on them. Let's see what we got. So we got this bubble wrap package here. I'll just set it aside for now. I'm going to see if there's anything else in the box because I want to get everything out of here first. We've got a lot of packaging, which I always appreciate because, you know, it ensures that this stuff gets here safely. So yeah, just looks like packaging there. And I think that's everything. All right. So we'll set the box aside and let's see what is in here. I'm definitely intrigued. I can see, what do we got? Okay, requirements and installation. Red Baron on your Macintosh computer. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is a copy of Red Baron, maybe? Oh, let's see, what does that say right there? Math Blaster Mystery, Word Problems, Problem Solving, and Pre-Algebra. Okay, so maybe this is a bit of a software bundle here. Yeah, I think I saw a demo video of this, or maybe it was a similar program, because this right here is copyright 1991. Davidson Teaching Tools from Teachers. So this is a piece of edutainment software, which the edutainment category to me is very fascinating. It's something I should probably do. Let me add another thing to my long video ideas list. Video on edutainment stuff. That would be kind of interesting. Although there's going to be like a ton of stuff to cover because edutainment is such a there's so much stuff in that category of software. But yeah, so this is sealed. I love when stuff like this is sealed too. It's super awesome. Because we could very well unbox this in a future video and just relive that experience, or rather experience it for the very first time. So yeah, Red Baron control documentation, and on the back here, yeah, so this is, I guess, Red Baron for Macintosh. So you'll need a color Mac with 2 megabytes of RAM and at least 3.5 megabytes of available hard drive space. Be sure to set your monitor to 256 color mode. If you have multiple monitors, be sure the menu bar is on the color monitor. Yeah, I have definitely heard of Red Baron. I remember watching LGR's video like from years ago when he got the Red Baron pizza coupon inside of whatever edition of Red Baron that he got, and actually went to a store and used the coupon like 17 years later or like whatever it was. It was one of my favorite videos of his. But yeah, so I'm sure there's not going to be a coupon in here. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to open it up and find out. But yeah, so 2 sealed pieces of software that I did not expect at all. So thank you very much to the fine people at Free Geek Twin Cities. But yeah, let's go back to this here, because we're not going to open it in this video, but we very well might in a future episode if there's enough demand for it. But this right here, as I said, is an IBM OEM copy of Windows 3.1. And why this seems so bizarre to me is because, you know, when Windows 3.1 was out in 1992, IBM was still selling OS 2. They were really pushing OS 2. They had, in fact, like around that time, just separated from Microsoft, because OS 2 started as a Microsoft-IBM joint thing. And then IBM, you know, because of disagreements between the two companies, IBM took it solely as their own thing and tried to make it a competitor to Windows. But at the same time, they had certain computers like the IBM Aptiva line. You had, you know, models within that line that shipped with Windows 3.1. So they were kind of competing against themselves, sort of, almost, because obviously selling machines with Windows means that OS 2 is not selling on that computer. I mean, of course, they could go out and buy a copy of OS 2 after the fact, but, you know, most people just stuck with whatever operating system came on their computer, which for most people was Windows. And I love just the blue Windows flag logo, you know, that they obviously did because of IBM, you know, big blue IBM. And yeah, so you got the IBM logo up here for sale with a new PC. And on the back here, you've got your, you know, license agreement, your read first media envelope, and you've got the floppy diskettes right here. So, I mean, as far as I know, it's just a standard copy of Windows 3.1. I think the boot screen might be a little bit different. I think there might be like an IBM logo on the boot screen or something. Don't quote me on that. I saw an image of that online, and I believe that's for a certain IBM OEM-branded copy of Windows 3.1. But yeah, we might have to open this up. Unfortunately, it's not like in a box, right? Because this is not a retail copy, so it doesn't really have to be. It's just the user's guide, and then it's got the installation discs, you know, on the back of the thing if you ever wanted to reinstall Windows on your computer. So I was interested, and I started doing some research into this, and I found a really interesting news article that just kind of details how Microsoft functioned at this time period, because they were, I mean, Microsoft did some shady stuff, let's be real. They were a monopoly back then. They had pretty much full control over the desktop operating system market. I'm going to set this down here because I'm just kind of like hovering it over the table. Yeah, they did some really shady stuff, and one of the things they did were, you know, charging certain OEMs different prices for Windows licenses depending on if they did things that Microsoft wanted them to do, like not including Netscape Navigator with their computers. And in IBM's case, Microsoft just was kind of pissed that IBM started trying to compete against Windows with OS 2, and so to kind of get back at them and jab IBM in the throat, Microsoft did not grant IBM the ability to install Windows 95 on their computers that shipped with Windows until 15 minutes prior to the operating system's launch. 15 minutes prior. So that meant that when Windows 95 came out, IBM was not able to immediately sell computers with Windows 95 on them. So they continued to ship Windows 3.1 machines until they were able to go through the process of installing Windows 95 licenses on the computers that they sold that shipped with Windows 3.1 initially. Luckily for IBM, they got a little bit of restitution. Of course, it was like a decade later because the frickin' court system is, you know, it takes so frickin' long for stuff to get done. But they won an $850 million settlement from Microsoft over this and other kind of unfair business practices that Microsoft engaged in at this time. So yeah, this is kind of sort of a product of that. Yeah, so this is definitely something that we could take a look at in a future video, and if there's enough demand for it, I could definitely do it. I mean, I am kind of debating on opening this up. I'm definitely on the fence, but if you guys really want me to, we could open it up and install it on a non-IBM computer, because I don't have any IBM Aptivas or just let alone any IBM machines at all. So yeah, that is the package from Free Geek. So let's go ahead and dive into the Thrift Store Finds. I only got 3 things for you. It's why I kind of wanted to include them in this video, because I usually would wait till I had more stuff to do a full Thrift Store Finds video, or if they're just things that I could talk a lot more about and make a little bit more of an interesting video. But these are just kind of really quick things. Number one is this cassette to USB converter. So this right here is a little quick and dirty way to convert cassette tapes to digital audio files on your computer, and I got it for $2 at Goodwill. So yeah, I don't have any cassettes to convert, but I just got this on the off chance that, you know, I end up getting a cassette that I want to archive or something. I don't even know if this works, but hopefully it does. It was only $2, so it's not like it's that much of a loss anyway. But yeah, so nice little converter there. And next up, you guys remember these things? Oh yeah, I found an iDog at Goodwill. I remember being kind of obsessed with these things back in the mid-2000s. It was like 2005 or 6 when these things started to come onto the scene. I think I had one. I don't know if I still have it, but yeah, these were those little, you know, you'd plug your MP3 player or your iPod into it, and it would kind of play music and do all sorts of stuff. I honestly got this as a set piece to use, like, on this shelf back here. You guys may have noticed I've kind of been experimenting with different camera angles and stuff in some of my recent videos, just to kind of spice things up a little bit, you know? Having a dedicated studio room now is amazing, because I have so much space in here to set stuff up and just kind of keep things interesting on the channel. So yeah, definitely I'm always open to your guys' feedback. If you have any suggestions, feel free to drop any of those in the comments. But moving on to the last item, this is the thing that I'm most excited about out of these 3 things I got at the thrift store, because I've been looking for this for a while. This right here is a cable modem. I know, not the most exciting thing in the world, but oh, and by the way, the iDog, I didn't even show the price. The iDog was $2.99, so yeah, there you go. But yeah, this cable modem right here, it cost me $13, and this is like a $170 cable modem. If you buy this thing new on Amazon, and I think this thing is actually new. I don't know, I mean, but there's definitely, like, on the bottom of it here, or on the back rather, if I don't, like, drop it back in the box, or no, on the front rather, there is still the, you know, shrink wrap, or not shrink wrap, the little, you know, plastic covering doohickey on it. So this thing very well might be new. The way that the cable's in here, although I don't know, I mean, there's no, like, cable tie around that, so maybe this thing was used, but whatever, it doesn't matter. This thing is, like I said, a $170 cable modem, and I got it for $13. And the reason why I needed to get this is because one of the downsides to the place that I'm living in now is I had to downgrade from fiber internet to cable internet, which sucks because fiber is so much better, especially with the upload and download speed typically being the same. At my old place, I had 100 megabits per second up and down, super fast, really great. In this place I have now, I have a gigabit down, which is great. That's a massive upgrade, but my upload speed is like 50 megabits per second, half of what I had before, so my videos typically take twice as long to upload to YouTube, which sucks because, you know, I kind of do a lot of that. So yeah, unfortunately I can't get fiber where I'm at right now. The honest hope is that I never have to use this. I'm hoping that my ISP will get fiber into this area that I'm in. They're currently, you know, expanding, and hopefully it'll be in this area soon. But in the meantime, I need a cable modem. So you might ask, what am I using now? Well, right now I'm using a rental cable modem. Now, before you say you should never rent a cable modem or any modem at all from your ISP, never do it. It's a waste of money. I hear you, and I 100% agree. The only reason I'm renting it is because they're not charging me anything for it. It was part of the promotion when I signed up for a year contract. They said, we'll give you a rental modem for free. And yeah, so that's what I've been using, but it costs, like, it normally is like $10 or $15 a month, which is such a rip-off because, like, that over the course of a year, right, you'll spend like $120 plus. You can buy a cable modem with that and just own it, right? But yeah, I needed specifically a DOCSIS 3.1 cable modem, and you know, I thought I was just gonna have to buy one new. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I can say about it. It's a modem. It's a pretty nice modem, and I'm really happy that I was able to find it at a thrift store. It's not something you'll see at a thrift store every day. Of course, you never know what you're going to find at Goodwill or any other thrift store that you go to. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, get subscribed, all that good stuff. And I want to again give a huge thank you to the fine people at Free Geek Twin Cities for sending this stuff out to me. Very, very generous of them. And yeah, again, if you guys want to see a full video on this copy of Windows 3.1 or maybe these pieces of software here, just drop a comment down below, and if there's enough demand, I very well might do it. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.